It sounds like it's taken off. Happy Tuesday!
Happy Tuesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Keeping it real with Donna and Cheryl on this beautiful sunny autumn day. All the leaves are brown, the sky's not grey, and it's just gorgeous outside. So how is it? How are you? How are you on this beautiful Tuesday?
Say hi. I've been outside. I've not stepped outside.
Drop a note and say hello when you're here. Let me know that you're home with us.
It's the first time we've been together for ages.
It is the first time we've been together for ages.
I was here with Holly yesterday.
Not acceptable.
No.
All these holidays that we keep having.
Exactly.
So,
bring them on. That's what I say. Bring on holidays. Bring on holidays.
So, I'm just writing something down while I remember.
Hi, Yvette.
Hi, Yvette.
Oh, thank you, Anne. It's lovely to see your face on your Facebook picture too. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Tracy.
Well, I'm looking forward to a bit of mingling today. So we haven't done this for a few months because we've been so busy, but we're going to do an open coffee session with the Soul System today. So if you're in our private community, I think it's at 1:30 today, just double checking the time.
1:30 to 2:15.
1:30, yeah. If you're in the Soul System, there's a Zoom number in there and you can join me for a cuppa live. Nothing exciting happening, just chewing the fat, talking about, the world, trying to spread some more good cheer as we go. So if you want to join us, make sure you do. 1:30. Hi, Amanda.
I pinned the, Holly's done a reminder this morning, so I've literally pinned it to the top in announcements. So if you want to find the Zoom number thing and just click on it, it's literally there when you go into the Facebook group. So
can't miss it. Susie,
I never apologise for holidays, ever.
No. See you there, Brooke. Good. I'm glad I won't be on my own. Who else is coming to keep me company for the coffee session at 1:30? We've actually got a really busy day today. Cheryl and I have been working since 9 o'clock this morning. Well, actually, I was working from 8, but Cheryl and I had our first meeting at 9 o'clock this morning, which is not the norm for us. Generally speaking, we don't like to work before 10.
I was working late. I was doing yoga. It's all work, mindset work. That's the lovely Yvette and our yoga posse that we've got there.
That was nice work. I was on a laptop. It was not as much fun at 8 o'clock this morning.
Still work. Still work. This is what we like you to reframe. When you're doing the work, when you're a mindset coach, you have to work on your mindset. So,
yeah, I was not having fun. I was listening to Thomas Troad at 7 o'clock this morning, which also felt like work, let me tell you. I had to listen. Have you ever listened to an audiobook that you just don't understand? And I think I had to listen to the same clip about 10 times to try and get it to sink in. And in the end, I was thinking, maybe this is just too early for this kind of study. It's quite deep.
Yes, it was hectic, particularly when we're doing the shoulder stand and I was nearly strangling myself with my tits hanging down onto my throat. I couldn't actually breathe because the boobs, the belly, everything was just heading southways and like cutting us off at my throat. So it was a bit uncomfortable, let's just say. I could definitely see the espresso martinis, the carbs, all of the things, the lovely things that have been gorging my face with on holiday was literally in my face this morning when I was in a shoulder stand. Wasn't very pleasant.
I'm really glad I missed that session then. It sounds like I dodged a bullet there.
I was like that.
Dodged a bullet. But yes, we wanted to know, is that I can't read. Is that why
you couldn't breathe?
Yeah.
I had to keep putting my legs back over to give myself a breather because I literally was choking myself with my boobs.
We only did that once. Remember when we went to that yoga class in Shields and I was just like, I don't appreciate it. Like, it's not comfortable at all. I didn't have a sports bra on. I didn't think I had to wear a sports bra to go to yoga. So when this woman was trying to get with stand on my head, I was literally thinking like, I'll cut off my own breathing. You have to understand. Hey, Ali.
I'm trying to. Oh, sorry. Basically, I'm talking about a fat belly and me tits hanging down in my throat this morning. Trying to decipher that one. It was a lovely yoga session, though.
Can I just say, you weren't here last week and nobody mentioned tits, breasts, or phalange once. You've come back.
Oh, sorry.
2 days in and your boobs are already the hot topic of conversation.
Sorry, not sorry. Well, Debbie, we were just saying, literally, go into the Soul System. Right at the top under announcements, there's a post with the Zoom link and the password, like right there, so that you can join the session. I can't fly my front Lie my front boobs. Keep the boob theme going, Wendy. Keep it going.
That was the worst thing about being pregnant, actually, was not being able to lie on your tummy. Like, at first your boobs are too sore, so you can't, and then you just got this massive lump of a belly, and you can't lie on your tummy, and it just was not fun. But yeah, I was really busy yesterday, so sorry that I missed you, but I did have a lot of fun. We had a very exciting day. We're adding to the household, talking about being pregnant. I'm never going to do that again. But what we have said is we've bought a puppy. We've bought a puppy, which I haven't got yet. But yeah, in another month, Cheryl is going to become an auntie again, and little baby Gabrielle will be brought home. Little bundle of love. So we're very excited to add to the Now Is Your Time family, and then Cheryl will be next, hopefully.
It's so funny when she could hear Donna saying me daughter, because obviously Donna never says me daughter because she's got a son, Caleb, but you never say daughter, so it just sounded really odd when you were like, oh, here's a video of me daughter. It just sounded
my little girl.
And I haven't got any nieces. So I'm looking forward to having a niece.
Having a niece, yes, absolutely. So yes, we'll call her Baby Gabrielle, little Princess Gabby. So we'll be welcoming her in a month. So I'm very excited. I'll be boring you all with pictures if you come into the coffee session.
I'm just laughing at Anne. I only have one, so would half job.
Oh,
sorry. I know I shouldn't laugh. I know
you've been able to breathe through one side of your airway, which is always good in these circumstances, Anne. Thank you for lightening the mood with that one.
Oh, I love it.
The day-3 milk comes in. Well, no, because I didn't do the whole milk thing. Like, I just wasn't. Is this too much information, Ali, for the boys on? Like,
they're saying it's awesome.
Also, yeah, I think she means about the dog, not the breastfeeding. Like, I wasn't into breastfeeding. As soon as I knew I was pregnant, I was like, bottles all the way. I want Neil to be involved in it. Like, they're for decoration. They're not for any kind of work purposes. So I never did the whole breastfeeding thing. I found it really repulsive. But, you know, each to their own.
Well, I did, and then something happened to one of my boobs. I won't go into any more detail, but it's never been the same. Like, I must have got some kind of infection, didn't know, and one of my boobs has never been the same again. Anyway, that's for another. That's for another live.
That's for a wine session, not a coffee session. Like,
but talking about milk, like Donna will have to show you one of the videos of our new daughter.
I had no idea where you were going with that.
Not one of those videos. No, of your daughter breastfeeding of her mum.
She is breastfeeding. I've got a little video of Gabby breastfeeding from Willow, and it's just like the cutest. You know, when they make the little noise and they're like going like this with their pads, like they're so cute.
See, right in the middle of the day, you want to hear about breastfeeding, everything. This isn't what even we're talking about. I don't even know what the theme is.
Well, what we're talking
what lights up your life.
What lights up your life, what brings the fire to your belly, what gets you going. And I don't know, like the thing with getting a dog, for example, I know it sounds, but Kate, yesterday when we were talking about it, and it's a really valid mindset point, because what happened is I had a dog, I lost my dog, he died just after I met Neil, so I haven't had him for 13 years now, which is crazy. And then I've always just been like a dog-free zone, pet-free zone, no pets since. And Caleb's 7 now. He's never had a pet, never as much as a hamster. Funny story about a hamster, which we'll come on to. And we were, and somebody sent me, Ange Loughran, who a lot of you know, sent me a link on Sunday night saying if I was in the UK, I'd snap one of these up. And what's interesting is, so when I ask for a sign, Cheryl, what is the sign I ask for?
Bulldog.
Yeah. So I ask for a sign for the universe, constantly asking whether or not, if everything's okay, am I on the right track? I always say, send me a sign, and the sign is a bulldog. So this link pops up on my phone after we'd had some, messages that weren't particularly great last week about different things personally. And it up pops this little link with this little cutie bulldog on. And I checked it out and just fell like in love immediately. But I've seen loads of bulldogs before that. I've never, ever, ever felt compelled to buy one. And I said she's going to have a really spiritual name if we do have her. And then when we said we wanted to buy her, I asked the universe, what would her name be? This was all literally in less than 24 hours. And Gabriel came into my head, and she's the only female archangel. And she's the archangel that's responsible for communication and helping with motivation and confidence. So there you go. We're like, it's a sign, she's going to have to be called Gabby. So the next thing you knew, we put a deposit down and we are buying a little baby old-time bulldog.
I was going to say, when do you want to know what type it is?
She's mostly all-time bulldogs, so they've got longer faces than British bulldogs, so then they don't have the breathing problems. And she's quarter American bulldog.
Ali's just saying he feels like he's in antenatal. Partway through booze, milk, and God knows what. That's all we've been talking about until this point, Annie. Sorry.
I know. It's all gone.
Seahorse. My sign's a thistle. So, which is like a flower of Scotland. And then when Graham and I, we've got like curtains in the kitchen behind where I'm sat, and we've been looking for some like pegs, like to peg the top and bottoms in the winter when it gets cold. And we were obviously in Scotland last week and came across these pegs for the curtains with so thistles cool. on. So I was like, I'm having them to pin on the curtain, but it just means I've got some thistles in my house, which is whenever I ask for a sign, it's a thistle. So
it's funny, wherever I go, it doesn't matter where I am, if I say a thistle, I take a photo or Caleb will point it out and say, Mom, send it Auntie Cheryl's. She gets random photos of thistles like from everywhere.
But it does make a difference.
It does. So you've got to ask for your sign, you've got to lean into it. And it's about like what lights you up. And one of the things I was going to share was, it's interesting, when you challenge yourself on your beliefs. So when this opportunity comes up to have a baby bulldog and you do the normal thing of, well, they're really expensive, I haven't got time, what if I'm away all day? And and I was interested at the patterns, that just the thoughts that would come up. Most of them were excuses from when I was in corporate, right? When, well, I'm not in all day, and well, I am in all day. I've been in the house all day for years now, and we can't afford the dog. And but it's interesting that
your inner critic
in your mind is just like, because the tape was after Blue, well, I'll never have another one. It hurts when you lose them. So then you try and protect yourself. The part in your mind is trying to protect you by telling you, well, they're expensive and insurance is ridiculous and you'll have to walk them every morning and da, 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 da. So all the excuses come up, and actually rather than getting frustrated or listening to them, I just sat and thought, what is this about? And it's about that fear of losing a dog and all the rest of it. And like the things that we all worry about, but rather than listening to the excuses, I tuned into what was really going on.
It's an anchor, isn't it? That's there from Blue. So I'll never forget though, what film did we go and see? The pictures?
It was about that little boy, August.
No, it wasn't. It was about the dog. The dog passed away in the film, and it wasn't long after Blue, and we didn't know it was going to happen. And we went to the pictures. Can you not remember?
Not that Marley one.
Oh,
the Jennifer Aniston and one was Marley. And one thing is Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson off, and obviously it was Marley and Me or whatever it was. Jesus Christ! I mean, bearing in mind, I had to take a week off work when we had to put Blue down. I was devastated. It was mid-divorce, mid-financial ruin, mid everything, you name it. And I had just met Neil, and then Blue got cancer, and oh my God, like I was and then we went to watch Marley and Me, and my eyes were swollen for a week.
Yeah, it wasn't a good. You were like that. Somebody could have told us at the doctor.
It's like when you took Holly to the pictures to see the boy in the striped pajamas, thinking it was a nice Christmas film for a kid. Yeah,
and she was traumatized.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it will be lovely walking on the beach. And for those of you who don't know it, Mike, Cheryl and I literally live 10 minutes from each other, and we've got this beautiful stretch of beach between us. So I just thought, and this dog is not local, by the way. It's going to be quite the drive to go and retrieve her. But you just know when the time is right, So when you stop listening to the excuses and you start tuning into, how do you picture your family? Like, what's your ideal? How do you want your life to be? What do you feel grateful for? Like, I love the thought of seeing Caleb with a little dog and a little friend, and he's an only child. So that became more important than the excuses of, I haven't got time, I'll have to walk him in the rain, da, 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 da.
Absolutely. And a couple of people are just saying feather makes them think of feather too. Talk to my mum, talk to my granddad. Lovely.
I love that. Does anybody else ask for a sign? Something we always encourage you to do. And Gabby Bernstein was the first book that I read, The Universe Has Your Back, which encourages you to ask for a sign. And part of that is why we call Gabby.
Oh, she watched Marley and Me on the flight and go to the USA. They thought you were traumatized by the flight, but it was actually the film, Annie.
Oh my God, I've done that before. And then hadn't long had Caleb, or he was only little when Cheryl and I then went for another cinema date, which we very rarely do. And it was that one about the little boy, was he called August or something? Where
God.
Where he had like facial disfigurement and stuff, and he would wear the helmet all the time, and you thought, And she was literally, you were all right because she was laughing at me. I was doing that, that thing where it's like a proper snot fest, where you're snotting so hard. I was sobbing so hard that I couldn't hear the film.
Or anyone else in the cinema?
Nobody else could hear it. Like, it was embarrassing. But when you're still full of hormones because your kid's little, do you know what I mean? Like, when they're still really cute.
And I don't.
Oh,
well, I don't do well. Obviously, Christopher was disabled, so I don't do well in those scenarios when somebody's got a disability.
no.
But
However, I helped with the fact that, like, I was so ridiculous. It was
like Donna is one of these people when you go to the pictures, like she's not a quiet cinema watcher. Like when she laughs, the whole cinema hears her laugh. When she cries, when she goes, oh fuck, it drops hold here. Like she's a really noisy cinema goer.
I'm an interactive participant. I'm not an on the fence kind of girl.
No, it's like what emotion she's feeling, and everybody else in the surrounding areas.
Proper fugly
crying, yeah.
Proper fugly crying. Oh, Annie, your sign's a butterfly. I love that.
Oh, so yes.
Sorry, Wendy, is your sign Pink Rosie? Is that your
Rose.
actual sign?
Pink Rose.
Oh, I'm saying Pink Rosie.
Oh.
I would ask for wine as well. That would be a really good sign not to drink it. Oh, sorry, a rose. That is much more. Yeah, I love that.
Maybe it's Prosecco's your sign on a weekend.
Jesus, honestly, maybe I might have to have one after this. So, Cheryl and I are really looking forward though tonight because it's the first boot camp session. Which, if you're not in, you can't join. But it's too funny. I needed this today. I'm so sorry. But what we have got is that you can't join the boot camp. But what you can do is download this. So sometimes we all like a little quickie, and this is our quickie, one PDF sheet. Or maybe two, but just gives you 20 bullets on things you can do. So you can just have at hand for when you want to have a bit of fun and you want to just raise your self-confidence. So 20 quick and easy go-to, listed out for you. Boom, 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 boom. What can I do just to give myself a bit of a self-confidence boost today? So if you haven't downloaded that free PDF from us already, get that today and grab it. And then have it handy, have it just in your wallet, in your desk or whatever, just so you can go to it if you feel like you need a little bit of a pick-me-up and you're not in our boot camp, which we're very excited for.
Yes, we are. It starts this evening, 3 weeks of live coaching with us. So we are excited. Seems to be a while since we've done like a group session. It was only a couple of weeks, but it feels like it's been ages. So
it feels like it's been ages. And we're very excited as well because this week we're in Lisa Johnson's Visibility Genius coaching program talking about imposter syndrome as well. So if you're in that, we're looking forward to seeing you in there. No, we haven't. You know what it is? It's because we're really busy today. So you have to find the time to make the laughter. Otherwise, it all gets too serious. And I've had to deal with systemsy things, which is just not my zone of fun. So I needed a laugh.
It's like fun bordering on
hysteria.
Delirious hysteria.
Yes. Yeah. Check in the Facebook group, Wendy, all the instructions are in there, and you will have had, for people in the boot camp, you will have had your email and your login this morning where your members vault. So when you go into the Real You, where your Real You online stuff is, Wendy, your Real You stuff is you'll have another one now saying your boot camp in your learning library. Right.
See you tomorrow.
Download your top 20. No reason not to have self-confidence and no reason not to have a laugh. Have a wonderful day. And we will see you tomorrow, which is hump day. Yay.
Pick of the week.
Pick of the week. See you then, guys. Have fun. Bye.